Alrighty. Welcome back to Primal, everyone. Sorry I'm a bit late. That seems like it would be a touch loud on the music, yeah? We'll keep it there for now. I usually have the game audio too quiet, if anything. But please excuse me while it takes me probably half an hour to get back into the controls and plot of this game. Been playing a lot of this guy off stream. Not much else though. I wanted to start, you know, I think I am going to commit to that actually. I wanted to, similar to how I want to beat a Castlevania every October, I think I'm going to start beating a Mega Man every March. So I did figure out what these things are.
I need Scree to help me with this.
I thought...
Hey, Scree. What do you think we should be doing now?
I think the sewers link up with the cells beneath the Colosseum.
Like I said, give me a second. Let's get back into the controls. I forget how to switch. Is that a recenter camera button? Oh god, I hate that. Such a... Wait, there's two. That's R3? This is R1. What the hell? Select? There we go.
No.
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 So I think what this is that I can, according to the manual at least, if the manual is correct, I can use it to teleport Jen to me if I need to. And that saves a spot of time. Alright. God, this game is still really dark. But I guess we're in a dark area, so it makes sense. The combat system is actually more complex than I was giving it credit for. I can basically infinite combo, as you can see. If I get the timing right, I can essentially infinite combo. This guy is being super aggressive with me for some fucking reason. No, lock on him, Jen. There you go. Okay. Yeah, it might take me a second to get back into things. It looks like, I read through the manual and what different forms we get. And this appears to be our main combat form. But we'll see as we continue on. I can kick pots, can't I?
Any idea
Through
what
some
we should be
machination?
doing next?
No. Thankfully, that's a skippable cutscene. Well, I know I can kick pots. You kidding me? Well, unfortunate. Scree, are you at full power?
No.
No. I can bring up the HUD somehow. Alright, let me just see if I can look at the controls. Nope. Hold on. Let's just give this a quick peek. Jesus. Sorry, it's been a second. My brain's a bit fried as well. Just woke up about 20 minutes ago. I don't know how I kick things. My favorite bit. Swim, initiate combat. Action is X. That would probably mean kick. I assume. That's alright, we'll figure it out. I forgot what it is like to have the camera. There we go. Constantly fighting you in a game. Screw you, scared me. What are you doing?
I'll need Scree to help me with this.
Okay. As far as the lodestones go, I think they just allow us to operate statues? Or they just give Scree more energy. I'm still kind of unclear on that. It's a little bit unclear. Before we come up here, make sure there's nothing else we're missing. Doesn't super look like it. Okay, just double checking. It's definitely been a minute since I played a game quite like this. It's more on rails than I've been used to recently. So I have to kind of get into the mode of letting the game take control on occasion. Let Jesus take the wheel. Let's see what's down here first. I know I'm an indecisive bastard. I like to try and find everything, and usually still fail at it miserably. Sweet.
No.
No. He definitely said what the lodestones are for at some point. Yo, what's up, random person? How are ya? I'm on indeed. I actually decided to be on time and maintain a schedule. That seems like a boss fight. We'll see how long that lasts. I imagine not very. What is this? No.
No.
You watched Phantom Menace. Nice. What'd you think? Is it the best movie you've ever seen? I already wrote your thoughts on it. Well, shit. Why am I playing Primal? When I could be reading your thoughts on Phantom Menace. That's way more important. I think when people just watch that film without the incredibly low IQ RLM review in the back of their minds, then it's much better than most people give it credit for. Still probably my least favorite of the Star Wars films. Saving is blocked in the following section. Save now? Sure. If you're gonna get all antsy about it. Oh yeah? Alright, well. Why not? Fuck it. What else am I doing right now? Yeah, I can try to help you get the 4K projects if you want. It's just, it was a pain in the ass for me to figure out too. You have to create an account on a bunch of different sites and get redirected and shit. It's really obnoxious. Thanks, George. Surprisingly, I really enjoyed the movie. I say surprising because considering all the prequel hate I've seen over the years, I really thought I would find this one either boring or poorly written. Negative things first. I basically share most common criticisms of the movie, meaning stuff like the action during the first half of the movie just kind of happens because none of the characters seem to actually care that much. That's interesting. I've never heard that complaint, actually. So like when they're initially landing on the Trade Federation ship, they just don't seem to be like engaged in the scenario. I'm not sure if I would agree with that. Might be good because I think I messed up the structure. That's I'm not gonna critique your script management on your DM about your thoughts on the Phantom Menace. Have you seen my script management? Jesus. I don't do segues. I just kind of talk about whatever I want. Oh man. Focusing on concentrating more during certain scenes to better convey that this is dangerous. Yeah, well, I think they do a good job of portraying that Obi-Wan is distracted by something else. Weirdly, Qui-Gon, I think he also senses that Darth Maul and Sidious are involved, and he can sense the shroud of the dark side over the entire situation. But given that the Sith haven't been around for a millennia, they can't really place that emotion all that well. So they're kind of distracted and not taking it all that seriously. But also, you know, to a Jedi Master and nearly a Jedi Knight, battle droids are not that are not that big of a threat. Until they bring out the droidicars. They're no match for the droidicars. I know you won't misunderstand what you meant. Yeah, I'll figure out your meaning, not the actual wording, if I can. Makes it hard to get invested. I can see that. Yeah, I think a problem with the Phantom Menace is that it's a lot better on a second watch through. If you're not really paying attention to the crawl and you don't understand, like at the time we didn't understand the backstory of why this whole trade negotiation was happening, and we didn't really get it. Like nowadays we have books to flesh that out, but if you're just watching the film, especially for the first time, then you're not really going to understand what's happening all that well. Is that by design? Watched the movie a lot as a child, yeah. Let me see here. The CGI at certain places really age. I think, yeah, especially the battle droids look pretty bad. It doesn't really bother me all that much. Like, it's a lot better than... I'm like, maybe this is controversial, but it's a lot better than CG we have nowadays in a lot of films, which is really, really sad to say. I think you kind of have to appreciate it as a product of its time, where, you know, 1999 CGI was just starting to be viable, and like that's why George didn't make the Phantom Menace until 1999, because the technology just wasn't there. That's why he delayed it that long. I like the Yoda puppet despite it being really ugly. Yeah, I like it a lot more than the CGI Yoda personally. They probably could have done a bit more work to make it look like his older, slightly older self. In the original trilogy, though, he looks really like a lot more cartoonish. He looks a lot less Never-Ending Story and a lot more Power Rangers, which isn't really what they were going for, I don't think. The acting is very wooden a lot of the time, so is the dialogue. I'd have to, like, I don't disagree. But I'd have to know, like, the specific things that you're talking about. It was my repeat movie, which every child has for some reason when I was 7. I never had that, oddly enough. I guess I had video games. I never had like, oh, I watched Shrek 2 78 times. But I mean, there were certain games that I played over and over again. Like even just as a kid, I probably finished Halo 2 10 times, which is a lot. Considering that game's pretty tough. Jar Jar's kind of distracting. I don't really mind it, just tune it out most of the time, but it's not something I actually hated. Yeah. I think you can have you can have a comic relief character without them being as detrimental to the overall story or the overall experience as Jar Jar is. He leans a bit too much into being silly and stupid. So like nowadays I've seen the film so much that I don't really mind it all that much. But yeah, he's definitely a distracting element. However, again, there are plenty of things that are just in the OOT for did I just say OOT? In the OT, God, you got me thinking about Ocarina now. Plenty of things in the OT that are just there for comedic relief. But yeah, there's a very big difference between what's a good example? What's the little dude's name in the Black Cauldron? Gungi? Grungy. Is that it? I can't find it. God damn it. Gurgi. Yes. Okay. Yeah, Gurgi's a good example of having a comic relief character who is actually important to the plot. Whereas, aside from, like, I don't know, destroying a couple AATs and droids at the end, Jar Jar doesn't really have anything to do throughout the entire film. He's just kind of along for the ride. And people have suggested before that he's kind of like an audience perspective character for children, which I can kind of understand that point, where he's just kind of completely out of his depth. He doesn't really understand what's going on. But granted, kids love Jar Jar. most of the kids that watch the film actually enjoy Jar Jar, so I don't think he hurts the film too much. But he was too much for sure. Yeah, I don't mind comic relief, but when it starts to become intrusive or distracting, it's bad. Yeah, I agree. I think they could have toned him down a little bit, but obviously, like the whole fucking hate campaign that Ahmed Best got was very unwarranted. Really didn't like the sequence of Anakin flying a spaceship at the end. What about it in particular? Because there's a bunch of things. I know a lot of people are really really don't like that he just kind of accidentally destroyed the Trade Federation ship. That's one of their main things. I think when you have a universe based around an all-powerful deity, essentially, with the Force, then you can sort of hand wave things away like that. But you know, you don't want to rely on that trick a bit. You don't want to rely on that trick too much. That's for certain. Stuff kind of happens. He doesn't take it seriously. Well, yeah, he's 9. Like, he doesn't really. I don't know. You get this in the pod racing as well, where like he's 9. He doesn't really grasp the concept of death quite yet, even though he's had a pretty hard life as a slave. And try spinning. That's a good trick. I mean, I don't know, man. I think if an adult was in that scenario, then they'd mostly be freaking the fuck out. So he's at least trying things. And that entire scene, how do I express it? That entire scene is a metaphor for him trying to break out of his unconscious habit and become more conscious. He is and less bumbling. He's turning off his autopilot, so to speak, and trying to engage his brain a bit more rather than just relying on his instincts. Which is an important part of his character because he is a dark reflection of Luke, who is able to transcend that the dichotomy of rational and instinctual action in the third film, but Anakin is not. Like, over the course of the three prequel films, you see him slowly regressing, where he is more and more focused on his emotions, more and more focused on his intuition, and that leads him to being manipulated, essentially. So yeah, I think the best explanation for that whole scene is A, it's integral to his character arc, and B, it's the will of the Force. George doesn't pull that too often, but that's one of the times he pulls it, I think. I'm just a casual. Well, yeah, so the entire prequel trilogy is supposed to be a dark reflection of the original trilogy. We see everything happen. It's essentially the original trilogy in reverse, where you have the galaxy slowly regressing politically into an empire, and then you have the main character slowly regressing philosophically, where he's not able to transcend and reach apotheosis between his beast side and his robot side. Which that's kind of what I talked about during the top 24 video with KOTOR, is you have the two opposing poles of the existence of humanity, where the Jedi want you to be a robot. They want you to keep your emotions at bay, have no connections, have no emotional connections, and be emotionally detached to anything going on. That's another thing, is that like fear is the primary path to the dark side. So the Jedi can often seem detached during battle compared to like other warriors who are trying to feel an emotion in order to make them more powerful, like the Sith. So the Sith try to make themselves feel fear and hate and anger in order to make themselves more powerful, because they feed off of the negative emotions of the Force. Or that's how they control the Force, I should say, is through their negative emotions. So, yeah, the whole story of Star Wars is trying to find that balance between the robot and the beast. So on the other hand, you have the Sith, who represent the beast, and they are completely influenced by their emotions to the point where it makes them take a lot of unnecessary risks and make bad decisions. And, for example, I don't know, cut Mace Windu's hand off because they're not thinking rationally in the moment where they most need to be. So you have, at the very end of episode 6, you have Luke, who has to tap into the dark side and feed his beastly emotions in order to defeat Vader martially. But then he needs to transcend that, throw away his weapon, and also integrate that robot side to realize that he is becoming Vader as well by doing that. He has to defeat Vader martially but then he has to defeat the Emperor philosophically by throwing away his weapon and believing in his father. And then that's the first time that anyone calls him a Jedi. After he throws away his weapon, Palpatine says, "So be it, Jedi." So I like Star Wars. Will the Force is such a boring concept, and that's why I think they don't rely on it very often. I think even George knows that that's a very crap storytelling tool. When you have Anakin, who is a avatar for the Force's will, then it's a very different story. Versus typically the Force is a good storytelling tool, because it creates constant conflict between good and evil, which is why until someone finds apotheosis like Luke in episode 6, there can't really be a balance in the Star Wars universe. It's always kind of at war with itself. Yeah, Jedi are strong because of discipline and self-control, Sith are strong because they lean into their desire. Exactly, but both have their extreme pitfalls that lead to the inevitable destruction of both cultures. So like the Jedi essentially are always they're in fact they're both always regressing, because the Jedi have no conflict and they don't believe in conflict. They never better themselves, so they're just slowly what's the word, dang it, oh, I had it for a second. It's what the universe is doing. Entropying. Jesus. Yeah, they're slowly entropying because they don't have any conflict to sharpen them, whereas the Sith are slowly entropying because they're constantly killing each other off. So they're like an Ouroboros that's constantly eating itself. So yeah, both the whole point of Star Wars is that both extremes are shit. And both will destroy you. But you have to find the center where you can be a human being, because a human being is governed both by logic and by their animalistic nature. Yeah, entropying. Correct. I just can't think right now. Talk about this later because I kind of talked about this. Okay. Hold on. Let me get back to this. Midichlorians. I don't actually mind their existence. I find them a little weirdly explained. Essentially, from the way I understood it, midichlorians aren't actually the Force, as some people like to claim, correct? But are instead just the thing that binds and interprets the Force to living beings. Everyone has them, but the amount you have correlates to one's ability to tap into the Force. Precisely correct, yeah. Yeah, midichlorians are not the Force, but they are a biological microorganism present in all beings that allows them to feel the Force to some degree. And Anakin having over 20,000 midichlorians makes him the most theoretically powerful Force user in existence. Which is also why he gets less powerful as his limbs are cut off, because he loses midichlorians. But regardless, yeah, I think most people's issue with that is that I love that this has just become the Phantom Menace discussion stream. The issue that most people have with that, I think, is that they liked the fantasy element of anyone could be a Jedi, versus, you know, someone like Han Solo or Boba Fett just doesn't really have the genetic potential. And I think people found that to be over explaining the mythical sort of essence that was the Force. I don't care in particular. As far as over explaining a magic system, I think you can do a lot worse than that. It doesn't ruin the magic for me. It just makes sense that, like, okay, I can't take random Magoo, I can't take Greedo and turn him into Yoda. Like, that just doesn't really make sense, because otherwise, like, Mace Windu wouldn't be nearly as powerful as he is because he hasn't lived nearly as long as Yoda. Where, like, Mace Windu's not on Yoda's level, but he's getting somewhat close. So, yeah, it just, I don't know. It's something that people got butthurt about for no real reason. Next to the positives, I really love the pod racing scene. It was fast paced. The effects looked really good. Yeah, and the sound effects in that scene, man, are still really, really fucking great. Like a lot of the manual stuff, like pressing buttons, having to repair stuff while driving. Just the whole pressing different levers, which all seem to affect different mechanical parts of the racer, very Bebop-esque. Yeah, it's oh man, it makes Star Wars feel a lot more tactile than, like, more hard sci-fi, I guess. Versus, I guess, like, Star Trek would probably be a good example. Where you can, they give a lot of technical explanations in Star Trek to make you understand how things work, but it's not as visually obvious. I think Star Wars, especially like that era of Star Wars, as well as the original trilogy, does a good job of making it feel, like you said, more mechanical, more down to earth, rather than just having a bunch of, like, holographic touchpads everywhere. So I think that was more a problem with the new Star Trek, though, the new movies. JJ ruined both of the most prolific sci-fi franchises in the world. Good job, buddy. The soundtrack, the Duel of the Fates fight scene, especially the last back and forth between Obi-Wan and Maul, is very well choreographed. Yeah. Fun story. They actually had to slow that scene down. Oh, sorry, let me makes sense from a world building perspective, which is why I don't care. Exactly. Yeah. I don't understand people's problems with it. Yeah. They had to slow that scene down because the cameras just couldn't keep up with what they were doing. So that's a really fun bit of trivia. The political aspect, I felt too stupid to understand it, I have to admit. But I liked how essentially a lot of the plan of Palpatine was just improvised. Yeah, and that's what I think a lot of people don't get, is, like, Palpatine has a sort of, like, rough draft of a plan where it's like, all right, become a senator, become chancellor, start a gigantic civil war, eventually end with the destruction of all the Jedi. All the little details in there, you know, they can go one way or another. Yeah, I could get into Duel of the Fates for a long time, but yeah, it's a very well crafted scene for sure. I also like that, similar to the original trilogy, so like that final battle is kind of analogous to the final battle in Return of the Jedi, and you have the 3 different fights that are going on, essentially, where you have, like, the Gungans fighting for their life on the plains, then you have Anakin fighting up in space, and then you have the actual 1v1 duel as well. It was a way to kind of bring that concept back. And if you'll notice, structurally, the Phantom Menace is actually very, very similar to Return of the Jedi, and that's done on purpose. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know, like, you can get into the background of the political scene for a bit. It's not really necessary for the film, and I think George understood that. where we have like books to flesh that out now if you really want to learn about it. But it's not terribly important. It's mostly like the broad strokes are Palpatine is trying to create some sort of crisis where someone can call for a vote of no confidence in Chancellor Valorum, and he can get elected the new Chancellor. And that works because Palpatine is the senator of Naboo, and it's his home planet. So he would be, and he's a well-respected senator at the time of the film. So he's an obvious choice to replace Valorum with. Really enjoyed about this movie were aspects regarding seeds that will later make Anakin fall to the dark side. The movie's very subtle about this because it never really gets said out loud, but essentially the movie already planted the first seeds of why Anakin would later grow up to disdain the Republic and the Jedi. Yeah, well, they refused to free his mom. They refused to, like, they never allow him to go back and free his mom in 10 years of him being a Jedi. And that's why she dies. But yeah, it's also that, like, he grew up as a slave. His only, like, he doesn't really have any good friends. Maybe like Kitster believes in him a little bit, but most of them are just like making fun of him that his pod won't work. So really his only like half decent connection is his mom. And then the only people throughout the rest of his life that will treat him like a human being are precisely Qui-Gon, Padme, and Palpatine. And you can see how that, you know, plays out throughout the rest of the prequels when one of them is taken out of the picture and another one is in danger. So I think that's something that the prequels fail a bit at, is that we needed more scenes, especially in episode 2, between Anakin and Palpatine, establishing their relationship as this very paternal, close relationship, where he views Obi-Wan as a brother. He views Palpatine as a father, essentially. Let's see here. Starting the whole awkward aspect of why the Jedi can't help the slave. Yeah, can't help the slaves on Tatooine, and then later the way the Jedi are actually portrayed: apathetic, dismissive, clearly distant and separated from the individual. Exactly. Focused on the collective. The Jedi clearly lack empathy or sympathy for Anakin's situation. Yep. Qui-Gon is the only one who gives a shit. I mean, when they first decide to bring Anakin on board, Obi-Wan says, like, "Oh, I get the feeling that we've picked up another pathetic life form." Like, he's comparing him to Jar Jar before even meeting him. So, yeah, Qui-Gon is the only one who shows any sympathy for his situation and tries to get his mom freed as well, but can't. So I have little doubt that that Qui-Gon would have came back and freed Anakin's mother at some point. You know, before she fucking died. Also portrayed as kind of elitist in the way the Jedi Temple rises and stands tall above the city. Yeah, you have the two largest structures on Coruscant are the Senate building and the Jedi Temple, and they're very close to each other, and they're always kind of they're very often portrayed in relation to one another, depending on what's actually happening in the film, which is cool. So like I think later on in episode 3 you can see there's a shot of like the Senate building from a low angle with the Jedi Temple in front of it, so it's kind of towering over it. It's good stuff. But yeah, that kind of shows that those are the two, like, you know, obviously that it's visually showing those are the two primary power bases on Coruscant that are always at odds with each other. They're always vying for control, I guess. Let me see here. people don't understand that being a mastermind doesn't mean controlling every variable. That's anime bullshit. Yeah, exactly. That's some Kaguya and Naruto dumbass garbage. Or I guess white Zetsu. Not white Zetsu, just Zetsu. Yeah, it's fucking stupid. I think you have a good portrayal of that in Death Note, where for the most part Light and L are kind of winging it. Like they have good plans, and sometimes those plans come to fruition, but just as often they're dashed against the rocks. So that back and forth is what makes that whole show interesting until a certain episode. Yeah, Vader versus Luke, Ewoks, and it's a trap. And like with Endor, they're going into a very alien environment, just like with Otto Gunga. And then they're eventually able to make allies out of those people. Yeah, the prequels are the OG but backwards. Exactly. Yeah, each film kind of relates to yeah, they all relate to each other in various ways. So that's a good way to look at it. Just watch the scene where he first talks to the Jedi Council. Yeah, where oh. Like when he's doing his first like force sensitivity test. It's a cop, it's a speeder. Mace Windu and Kiadi Mooney are just like poking at him, just like making fun of him. Yeah, they're very cold and disinterested and don't care. Versus Padme actually shows him some humanity and gives him a blanket because he's cold. He's been on a fucking sand planet his entire life. Obi-Wan tried. He did try. And it's not that Obi-Wan failed in particular. He just wasn't ready. He wasn't ready for the responsibility of a Padawan. He was not even a Jedi Knight himself. If Yoda or Mace, or I can think of a couple other good council members that didn't have a Padawan at the time, if they trained Anakin instead of Obi-Wan, then the series would have went far differently. Maybe. Depending on who it was. You got to get one of the good ones. You get Plo Koon, get Fisto. But yeah, Obi-Wan was not prepared for the responsibility of a Padawan. He was not prepared to be a father figure to Anakin. That's primarily what it was. So he found an alternative father figure in Palpatine. But that's something else that I really love about the Phantom Menace, is that Qui-Gon shows you what a good father is supposed to look like. He encourages you, believes in you, has faith in you, pushes you forward. He's not constantly reprimanding you for various bullshit. Like Qui-Gon affords a certain level of respect to Obi-Wan and Anakin that no other Jedi Master that I know of, aside from maybe Plo Koon, would afford to any other living being. Because that Jedi hubris is also a big part of their problem. Last thing I didn't really like about the movie, and which I also think is kind of wasted, is Anakin's age in that movie. I think it would have been much more appropriate to age him up close to the age of Padme, make him 14 or 15. That way you can imply that he already went through some things without actually needing to show and or tell it regarding the aspect that he was a slave. Remember, he had a different owner before. That's right. He was sold to Watto. Yeah, by Gardula the Hutt, is that right? It's been a minute since I've seen the film. Makes the later romance between Padme and Anakin a lot less weird. It would make more sense regarding his recklessness in the movie, and it just seems way more appropriate for a teenager to be pod racing than it does for a 9-year-old. I'll agree with you somewhat. The age difference between Anakin and Padme, I believe, is intentional to evoke an Oedipal complex, for lack of a better word. Yeah, having him be a less emotionally matured person compared to Padme is a very core part of their relationship, and I think it works very well, especially in the Clone Wars show, which I don't know if you're going to watch that, but you should. And if you are going to, then I will give you a list of the episodes in chronological order and which ones you should skip, because there's like a third of the show that you should skip. But yeah, I would recommend watching that. You'd imply he already went through some things without actually needing to show and or tell regarding the aspect that, of him being a slave. I think just saying that he's a slave already does that. He already has a really strong emotional, empathetic core. Because he's a slave, I think. And he also has very few relationships and knows what it's like to be treated like garbage. I think we see Watto treating him a bit too well. He's like, clean the racks, and then you can go home. Yippee! we see we need to see a bit more of, I don't know, because kids don't really understand what being a slave means to any great degree. Yeah, if you made him 14 or 15, then you could lean into that aspect a bit more. But then you're kind of writing ratings lines, maybe. That might also be an issue, because this movie was PG. It was just Revenge of the Sith that was PG-13, so I don't disagree entirely, but I think making him 9 versus Padme 14 is done intentionally. Movie often gets criticized for its portrayal of slavery. Yeah, that's probably fair. Anakin had a rough upbringing, so no wonder Padme would be more mature even at the same age. That's true. That's true. At the same time, I would say, as a 9-year-old slave where the only other person you have in your life is your mom, you have to grow up a lot quicker versus, yes, Padme was pushed into political life very quickly as a kid, to the point where, you know, she's queen at 14. But she still had a very sheltered life by comparison. So you could play off of that. You could have, I guess, played off of that that disconnect there. Elected queen, yeah, which is crazy. Maybe she could have just been part of a, yeah, maybe she could have just been part of a monarchy. George is a smart guy, but he's a guy blinded by his artistic vision. Sometimes. I think when you have a like clearly brilliant, but at the same time very eccentric creator like that, you just have to forgive some things like that. In order to fully appreciate what they're trying to get across. Like there's a lot of stuff, I guess Kojima's probably the perfect example, right? There's a lot of stuff that people forgive in his games because, like, oh, you know, there's Kojima being wacky, but I wouldn't I wouldn't want it any other way. You know, if I want to play a Kojima game, I want to play the most Kojima game possible. So like back when people were reining him in a bit more for the first 3 Metal Gears, then you know he couldn't express who he was to the same degree. But I'm much more in the camp of video games are typically good video games are typically an authorship, as in you have one person primarily being the creative voice, just like a painting or a book or a manga, and that's generally what makes a good game, rather than having a designed by committee, I guess. Still think MGS1 has the best story, which is also the best, also the game where he arguably had the least amount of influence over everything. That's true. That's true. Localization also lost or messed up a lot of the codec dialogue. I haven't dove too deep into the localization of MGS1. But that's why I'm learning Japanese, so I can play the original. Yeah, I agree that. Well, I would probably say MGS2 is the strongest. MGS2 is less of a cohesive story than MGS1, and part of that is because of 9/11. Unfortunately, the codec was just written by a completely different person. Okay. Yeah, if you're looking at the full completeness, the cohesiveness of the story, then yeah, I would agree that MGS1 is the best. I would say I like MGS2's story a bit more. But that is mostly due to how experimental it gets. Until 3, which is often cited as a reason why the story fell off at MGS4. How so? Oh, you mean like Fukushima was reining him in, is what people say? I don't understand. We can probably, now that we're an hour into this stream, play a bit of Primal, though. While continuing this conversation. Yeah, the writing staff changed, but MGS4 is more complex. Yeah. Yeah, that's what a lot of people say, is that, like, oh, they didn't have Fukushima reining Kojima in. They didn't have Lucas's wife or Irvin Kershner, or I forget the director of Return of the Jedi, reining him in. So that's why the prequels are so fucked up. Like, I don't know, man. I think you can take an artist as they are, and along with all the quirks, and appreciate that this brilliant mind came up with this certain thing. Or you can say, well, film, video games, these are a more collaborative medium than most artistic mediums, and they should have a lot more creative voices, creative input, balancing and checking each other. George is actually a good example, an example of it being good when people watch over him. From what I understand, the input or the narrative, I should say, that that the original trilogy was a complete mess until Kirshner and Lucas's wife came in and all that. Like the saved and the edit doesn't really hold a lot of water in reality. They had a far smaller amount of creative input than they're actually given credit for. As far as Kojima goes, I don't know. It's just kind of a fan theory because, you know, Fukushima left after MGS3 and then you know, everything went off the rails with MGS4. I don't think that's the case, but you know, MGS4 is a like it or hate it type of thing as far as the plot goes, that's for sure. All right, video games. Did the game crash after all this time?
Wow.
It is rather grand, isn't it? The old kings would stage hunts here for the public, rituals as cruel as they were spectacular. Divina had always been opposed to the practice, and it was no surprise when it was outlawed after Hearn became High King.
Ooh, spooky. That statue reminds me of you somehow.
Ah, well, that's Abdizur. It's interesting that you mention it because...
Except, he looks like a fearsome, impressive creature, and you, well, I mean, well, you're you.
Yes, well, as you say.
You should not have come here.
Abaddon.
The runes are cast. Abdizur is lost. Why fight me, daughter?
Oh, well, just come right out and say it, I guess. Just come right out and say it.
You!
Haha.
What have you done with Lewis?
Run! You've seen Belazur's strength! Quickly, Jen, hide!
Hold on, I'll read that in a second. I know that quote, though. But we can't turn back. Fear is the greatest defense. I doubt if the actual security there is any greater than it was on Aquila. Aquila? How does he say it? Aquila or Sullust? What's there is most likely directed towards defense, towards a large-scale assault. I'm not saying that certain things can't. I'm not saying that his script writing is flawless. Oh man. I'm saying that if you have a primary creative voice, then I am willing to deal with some amount of quirkiness in order to get their, or in order to receive as an audience member their full uninhibited creative vision. So like Naruto is a very good example where so many people complain about, oh, literally every female character in Naruto is terrible. Like, okay, it's an anime written for 10 to 16-year-old Japanese boys, and the primary themes of which are male dehumanization, the unending cycle of war, and bucking fate. It's a story about shinobi in a shinobi-centric world, like where every economy runs off of shinobi labor, essentially. It's just not a female story. And it's okay for that to not be the focus, because I don't walk into your fucking werewolf grape novels and say, why can't my male characters be more realistic? I'm sorry. The author admitted he can't write females. I mean, sure. But again, was he trying to? Not really. But yeah, the best female character in the entire show is probably Gurren, and that wasn't written by him, so. But also, I've. Oh, he is still here. I've talked a fair bit about my dislike of using the author's comments as a cudgel to shut down conversation. I think their comments are important, but they should be taken with an enormous grain of salt. Because especially when you have artists like Yoko Taro, is probably the best example, who actively trolls journalists and interviewers, and then people repeat what he said verbatim. In order to say, oh no, this is the actual authorial intent. Okay. I find it very fucking annoying. Hideaki Anno, also another good example. Like, oh, all the religious symbolism in Evangelion doesn't mean anything. It's just there because it looks cool. Like, no. It's not the case. It's a very strong Gnostic reading to Evangelion. And it wasn't done on accident. Alright, what the hell are we supposed to do here? Either way, I still don't like Naruto. That's fine. You don't have to like everything. I really don't like this guy 4. I guess, can I switch to... I can't switch to Gen right now. Yeah, I mean, like, those quotes are always taken completely out of context. And you're not, like, and it's usually by people who aren't very familiar with the author. And they're using it to shut down conversation and say, this is the proper reading of this art piece, you stupid bastard. But no, like, first off, like, there's plenty of different readings to each piece. For me, how I experience art is that you have your own personal experience with it, which is very important, and I like that to be as how would you say, undisturbed? That's not the word I'm looking for. God damn it, it's been a day today with me and words. As undefiled as possible, where I like to go in and experience something as blind as I possibly can, and then I will think on that for a while, probably even maybe play it or watch another 1 or 2 times, or read it another few times. And then after that, after I have a pretty established opinion on it, I will then go look at what has the author said, take that with a grain of salt. What have other people said, take that with a grain of salt. And then combine all those opinions and have them inform, not replace, inform my original opinion of the work. And that, I think, is a good way to have a holistic view of something, versus if you just point at the community opinion of... Oh, he's just gonna fucking kill her? Well. Well. Well, the crucifix just inverts. Well. All right, now that we're back on the title screen, let's talk. This is the best Primal stream that anyone's ever seen, guarantee it. I believe that too, that Ava's style over substance. When an author writes something intended to be something, but everyone intended to be A, but everybody reads it as B, is the author wrong or are we? Nobody's wrong. You're all right. Can a reader's reading be just as valid or maybe even more so than the author's intended meaning? It's Jesus Christ. You know, we actually haven't seen this. I forgot that video games used to be good. I didn't check if there was a hype movie at the beginning. My bad, my bad. This is definitely copyrighted. Let's just watch this for a second. Yeah, except for the audio glitching out constantly, it's just as cinematic as Metal Gear. Oh, that looks fucking sweet. Oh, we could become Crab? Cruxification, my dream.
Shit.
She said a cuss, guys. Video games are growing up. Top 10 anime openings. Man, you know, the more I'm looking at it, the more this game reminds me of, like, Alice Madness Returns. It's got that vibe. Top 10 oh shit moments. Oh my god. Jen said a cuss in a video game. Oh god. Am I gonna get in trouble? No reading is more valid. That's not how it works. Like, if a piece is meaningful to you, then it's meaningful to you. And it doesn't matter if that's the way the author intended it. It doesn't matter if that's the way that anybody else interprets it. It doesn't matter. It just matters that it's meaningful to you. Like, oh man. What's a good example? Have you in the Netflix Daredevil series? There's a painting that Wilson Fisk becomes infatuated with. Not like he wants to fight. You understand what I mean? Interested in, and he buys it, and it's just like it has a bit more texture than this, but it's basically just a perfectly white canvas. And no, please. It's fucking... Don't go where you want, alright? Just fucking relax for a second. And he has this whole scene where he describes how lonely it makes him feel. And so many people would just look at that painting and say, it's just a painting of white. Someone put a bunch of white on a canvas. Congratulations. Ugh. And it won't mean anything to them. And what it means to the author, or the painter, could be completely different than what it made Fisk feel. But none of that shit matters. It doesn't matter. Like, no reading of a piece is more correct than another, including the authors, by the way. Have I ever seen anything from Sheev Talks? I've seen almost everything from Sheev Talks. But yeah, like especially using out of context quotes from the author as a cudgel to say that, oh, this is the proper way to appreciate this piece. You don't understand. You don't get it. That's not how it works. Sorry, but I know everyone lives in this binary world. They want to have very concrete answers to everything. Say, oh, Evangelion is just about escapism, or Evangelion is just about anti-escapism. Like, well, sure, yes, but it's about more than that. The authors are also Japanese, and their words are being translated by people that may not be able to translate them properly, or we just don't have an equivalent in our language. Like, in English, we use the word schadenfreude because we don't have a word for experiencing catharsis from other people's pain. So we just borrow that word. So who knows what they actually meant? Exactly. And not even if you speak the same language, that has zero guarantee that you can understand what somebody actually meant. Unless you know them incredibly well, and still, you can misinterpret their words. I gotta go to the bathroom. We will play Primal at some point during this stream. It will happen. Oh my fucking god. Well done. It's also okay to disagree with an author. During the whole discussion around Silent Hill 2 remake, you had Tsubuyama Masao, the director of the original game, come out and say on Twitter, like, "Oh man, I really like the new camera that they've gone with. We didn't have the technology to do that at the time, so it's really cool to see to have a more like immersive perspective to play the game through." And it's like, okay, I'd love to have a conversation with him about that, because I disagree strongly that that makes the game better. I think it makes it vastly worse. Again, like, putting the author on a pedestal is not a healthy discussion of art. no matter the context. And it's okay that I disagree with him on that. We might just disagree. I think we could come to an agreement if we talked it out. But we might just disagree, and that's fine. Because Silent Hill 2 still exists in some capacity. It's not fine. Here's what's not fine. It's not fine that people say Silent Hill 2 remake is a better version and a replacement of the original work. That's what's not fucking okay. Actually making a joke about the Japanese having having way too many instances where the same word means way too many things. Okay, yeah, and they also have the hone and tatemae, where they're not going to say their true feelings on things in a public context almost ever. So that's something to keep in mind as well. But yeah, like that, exactly my point. It's not just a language disconnect, it's a culture disconnect as well. So yeah, just like Yoda said,
A prophecy that misread could have been.
Have I seen the movie? Probably not, but have I heard anything regarding the movie? The Silent Hill movie? Not really. I don't care. Let me park this here. Alright. Yeah, I just don't care. It doesn't interest me to see something recreated worse in a lesser medium. Like, I'm never going to watch the Last of Us TV show, because the Last of Us was already just an 8 out of 10 game, and making it into an even worse TV show, it's like, who cares? Oh, the Silent Hill 2. I didn't know there was a specific Silent Hill 2 movie. I knew there was a Silent Hill movie, and that it had Pyramid Head in it, because they just, instead of using him as a I don't want to give spoilers for Silent Hill 2. Instead of using him as a character that is integral to James Sunderland's story specifically, they just use him as a Silent Hill villain. First time you see Pyramid Head in SH2. The SH2 movie just came out. Okay, I haven't been paying attention to that at all. Like a month ago. Okay. I think I vaguely remember Skill Up mentioning they were making that. I don't give a fuck. I could not care less. Not Revelation. Silent Hill 2. Return to Silent Hill? Is that it? Yep, that's it. Yeah, so this is specifically an adaptation of Silent Hill 2. Certainly looks like it. Yep. Yeah, one of the great parts about Silent Hill 2 was that it told its story through interaction. Fuck that. Gotta dumb it down for the people that don't play video games, I guess. Oh man. Yeah, I don't care about any film adaptations or anything. I never watched them. I never will. They exist, and I can't do anything about that fact. All right. Let's try to figure out this boss. Oh man. We've had a lot of good conversations this stream, you know, and that's, at the end of the day, is Primal more important than that? I don't think so. Good conversations, it's just you being a George Lucas apologist. You fucking piece of shit. In the movie, Pyramid Head breaks the bars with his hands. James flees into a room. In this room is Mary, or whatever she's called. She turns into a huge spider and then has a beast fight with Pyramid Head. It's still better than the Max Payne movie. And you see why I don't, why I choose to not pay attention to any of that crap. Immediately vindicated. I think the Gaming Brit show actually said it the best when the buzz around the Silent Hill 2 remake was going on. That if you, no one who had seen the Disney cartoon version of the Little Mermaid would claim to have experienced the original Nordish or Norwegian rather folktale. In the same vein, don't kid yourself into thinking that just because you've played the Silent Hill 2 remake, you've experienced Silent Hill 2 in its original form, its original intended form. I agree with that sentiment. Feel free to experience both, and in fact, please do. But just because you've played the remake does not mean you've played Silent Hill 2. Ow! Okay, he does not care about me in the slightest. I could become Rock and Stone. Hold on. Become Rock and Stone. Now can I... No, you fuck. What can I do here? Oh, I can become a statue. Okay, that makes sense. Since the statue is me. Hold on, Q metal. It flees, hides in a closet. Then Pyramid Head opens it and screams, "Me!" Again, like, so here's partially why I don't care as much. Like, the people that would go, the people that would watch, like, the Silent Hill movie instead of playing Silent Hill 2 in the first place probably just don't play video games at all. So there's no saving those people. They're just low IQ. There's no helping them. So what I care more about is Silent Hill 2 being replaced and discarded and buried by a version that I consider to be inferior, but it's not even that. Just any version at all. I don't want to be suppressed and buried. And part of that is naming the damn thing Silent Hill 2. Not Silent Hill 2 Remake. Not Silent Hill 2 Reimagined. It's called Silent Hill 2. Can I do a ground pound? That's what I'm trying to do. Let me see if... I think I figured out what I'm supposed to do here, regardless. The vent was a red herring. All that stuff happens in the same 5 minutes or something. Yeah. Yeah, it's, you know. Like, it's shit. We knew it was going to be shit. So do I care that much? Not really. This is basically this game's version of the Ray fight in MGS4. Jacket though? It means jacket. If you're gonna get me with something, it's not gonna be katakana. Oh shit. Dodge. Ow. Ow, motherfucker. God damn. Can I do any kind of... Okay, I can just block it, I guess? That's weird. And see, he blocks all my combos, but if I just spam the same attack over and over again, then he doesn't care too much. And that seems to be... Ow. I didn't block that time. Seems to be effective. God damn it, dude. It's supposed to be easy to read. Listen. Listen. I haven't studied it all in like a year and a half. So allow me to be proud that I still remember some things. And you're the one that said guess. If you're gonna use the word guess. And that would assumedly mean that it's not supposed to be easy. There you go, Jen. Have you learned some fucking respect? Said guess ironically. Well, Poe's Law, I can't tell your tone in text. Put a kappa next time.
Nice work, Scree.
Now that took me back.
That was the thing that jumped me and Lewis at the club. What was it?
That's Belazur, a demon of chaos, Abaddon's most lethal killer. Where he travels, pain and suffering will surely follow.
You seem to handle him quite well.
The mighty form of Abdazur was thankfully at hand. Abdazur and Belazur have fought many titanic battles.
Yeah? Well, you and the big man made a great team. Don't you think so, Rocky boy?
Belazur is far from destroyed. I merely bought us some time.
The face
Yeah.
in the smoke.
Hold on, I'll address
He was
that in a
talking to
second.
me, wasn't
You saw a shade of Abaddon,
he? He called me daughter.
and then he sent a monster to kill you. Abaddon is chaos, Jen. Don't let him wreak havoc in your mind.
Havoc.
I want Lewis, Scree. I need Lewis to be here.
Right. We are both thinking too much, and both feeling sorry for ourselves. All we need to think about, my girl, is a way out of this arena.
See, I like foreshadowing. They lay it on pretty thick. Oh fuck. So that kanji by itself would be Chichi. But I don't think it would be Ochichi-san, would it? But yeah, that's what Poe's Law means, is that you can't, it's impossible to glean someone's tone through text, unless there's some visual indicator of irony or sarcasm, like a kappa or a smirk or something. Oh, a Toho-san. Yep. Haven't learned that one yet. Heard the word before. Doesn't that just mean father? Toho-san. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. How does that differ? I guess that's just the different reading. So Chichi must be the I forget what the Chinese reading is called. But then To is the kunyomi? Maybe that's what it is? Let's see if I can find it here. Oh god. You ever try to just search a kanji and just everything is in Chinese? Compounds. I'll have to look at this later. But for now, Chi-Chi's one's own father. Right you are. Okay. Right you are. That's also humble. Okay. Yeah, I think they generally teach you formal Japanese first. Because that would make sense. Between dad and father. Okay. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I haven't studied at all in quite some time. I really need to get back into it. Alright, Jen, where the hell are we going? Can you get back in your crevasse? No? Okay. Yeah, I forgot I can just save whenever I want, so let's do that. But yeah, katakana is not always easy. I'm trying to think of a good example. The word for Britain or England, I forget what it is at the moment, but I'm pretty sure it comes from the Portuguese. Because they traded with them pretty early on. Yeah, exactly. So I'll motivate you to appreciate Star Wars and art on a deeper level, and you'll motivate me to get back into learning Japanese. Ugh. Not here. Why am I in gen form? It's not Obasan. I don't know how you would say that. The kanji is haha. Is it just Obasan? I thought that meant grandma or aunt. Okasan, that's what it is. Yep. You can see how it's easy to get confused. Where the fuck do we go here? I jump up this. Well. Might just go back, I guess. Grandma also has a long A? Yeah, yeah. I believe you are correct. No.
No.
Alright, so I guess we can just skedaddle? I don't know what this fucking thing is.
No.
No. Oh, you know what? That's a font where we can get all of Scree's energy back. I think that's what it is.
No.
So I guess we just leave? Let's
Okay,
talk to,
what's next?
talk to Scree.
We must make our way over to the Ferai fortress and find Divina's quarters.
Alright, alright. It's the word for aunt, but with an extra A. Okay. So we're... How do I get out of this? No, don't do that. We're here. Just have to find a path forward. Suppose I could use my map, but as for fucking losers. Oh, we already got that. Okay. Suppose I can use the map. Yeah, I need to, really, I need to get back into studying. It's bad. Oh. Right, I can just do that.
We need to get out this way, but that gate is way too heavy, even for the both of us.
Huh. Okay. Where's my boy Scree? He's stuck. His tongue is stuck. You can get up there, right? Yeah, yeah, you're fine. The AI's been pretty good about following me. More so than KOTOR, that's for sure. Sweet. Now. I don't think he could open this one. I think that's just stuck. Jen, are you... Okay, you're present. No matter how bad the acting is, on occasion in the Phantom Menace, doesn't hold a candle. See, now I don't even like the Phantom Menace that much. If you get into if you get into criticisms on Attack of the Clones, we're gonna have fucking words. Oh, I don't know that one. I think the last. Wait a minute. No, I don't. The latter kanji is ko, I want to say. Get over here, you shit. Ouch. I'll get parried, dork asshole. How do you like that shit? Maybe I'll just keep hitting you. I don't care. Fuck it.
No.
Yes. Take it. Take it. Take it. Damn it. Screw, get the energy, buddy. Thank you. Kick it. No, 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 Jen. Not quite what I had in mind. Yeah, I don't know that one. Please enlighten me. Ouch. God, why would you ever heavy attack, ever? Ouch. Bitch. Ah, God, like, again, why would you ever heavy attack? Get parried, idiot. Oh, it's Musiko. Okay. Hey, I got the kanji at least. I got one of the kanji. Musiko. Let's see, Musiko is sun. Yeah. You can just help me review while I'm playing Primal. Get the energy, scree! Or I'm gonna fucking scree at you. Ready? Where's the other one? Dang it, despawned. Oh no, here he is. Fucking scree. Slacking. The second U is understated. Musco. Yeah. You do still say it, like, barely. It's still there in the Modi timing. From what I understand. Correct me if I'm wrong. But also sometimes if someone's putting an emphasis on a word or sentence, then they won't understate it. Usually to be silly. To have a laugh. One of these days I'm just gonna pick a direction and go with it and not worry about missing anything. Today's not one of those days. This seems way to go-y. Let's look at the map. It is way to go-y. I was right! Damn it all. Yeah. It's very understated, but still there in the Modi timing. Yep, that's what. Here. Okay, so Scree, you can't pick this up.
No.
Okay. God damn it. That's my favorite part of the game. Well. What's all this then? How did I make my way over here?
No.
Yes. Hold on. Now I really got myself turned around. Yeah. Alright. Now we're making our way. I'm gonna have like 10 minutes of progress in this whole fucking Primal stream. I don't know that kanji. That's a word I haven't learned yet. Oh, we have music. That looks like an enemy. The soundtrack has been actually fairly outstanding. It'd be better if it didn't
Locked.
have audio glitches constantly, but locked. Heavy, important, esteem, respect, keep up, pile up, nest of boxes, fold. Is that Takai? That's weird. I've just never learned that kanji before. Oh, what's up, boys? Fucking. How can you block a parry? That's not how parries work. You fucking slut. What the fuck? I'm over it. Scree help. Scree help. Jesus Christ. Don't fucking... I'm doing a finisher right now, you hooker. Stop. Stop. Alright. Jesus Christ. I'm hurting. Omo. Omo-y? Huh. Yeah, I haven't learned that word at all. See, God, we've covered so much ground on this stream. Talked about the Phantom Menace, talked about art interpretation. Now we're gonna get Japanese lessons. Dude, like, tell me I don't— ah! Tell me I don't have the best chat. Consisting of one person. What other Let's Play of Primal? Has this much variety? Oh, man. I think, did I explore everything in this courtyard? I guess so. Which is weird, because I think there's a different word for omoi that means thinking. It might have a long I. Thinking or to think. That's okay. I mean, we're often playing games that aren't good, so feel free to not engage.
No.
Should I watch the gameplay while Aggro's playing?
No.
There you go. Gentle to yourself. Ouch. Ha! Get parry chained, idiot. It was just like Prince of Persia. You know what, actually? Sands of Time is what this game most reminds me of. Which isn't actually a good thing, but this game hasn't been too bad. Omo is thinking. Omo. Okay. Well, somebody told me wrong. Unsurprising. No.
No.
Okay. So those things do give Scree all of his energy back. But there's something else called a summoning stone that will summon me to Scree wherever he is. Or vice versa, I think. No. I also do not know that word. Omoi. Heavy or weighty. Okay. That's funny. Heavy literally and heavy metaphorically. God damn it, Jen. Fucking relax for a second. I should actually save before I run into that group of nitwits. Oh, it's just Omo written in kanji. Okay. Thank you. Omo. Okay. That's something else Duolingo wasn't very good at, is teaching you kanji at a very decent rate. They really need to start you off with that kind of early. Ouch. God damn it, like, why ever heavy attack? Why? Jesus Christ.
No.
Heavy attack is a straight up worthless mechanic. Just gets you killed. No. Ah, I'm probably. Eh. See, man, I kind of wish you had to. If you're gonna have a mechanic like that, then I should have to change back into regular gen. Eh. Maybe they didn't want people constantly switching.
Damn it.
Can I just open the door? Get Scree in here? What do you want from me here, game?
Don't just stand there. This thing weighs a ton.
Ah, Jesus Christ. Like, clearly she wants Scree to help her, but I don't know how I could get him in here. Machi. See, I know that word too, but it never taught me the fucking kanji. Ass. No one ever used Duolingo. Garbage. Also, you get this fucking energy, you son of a bitch. I need that. The combat is slowly becoming more bullshit.
The gap's too small for me.
Yeah. Can you open
Someone
the
must have
fucking...
secured it from the inside.
My ass, they secured it from the inside. Just open it, Jen.
The gap's too small for me.
I thank you. I get that. What the fuck is happening? I'm stuck. Thank you, Scree. Oh, now I'm double stuck. I got the camera stuck too. Hey, good thing I just saved, huh? Jesus. Game has been a bit on the glitchy side. Mostly just audio bugs thus far. Machi. I also haven't learned if there's any way that to determine how to pronounce a kanji based upon its building blocks. Like you have ta there, and then you have something else. Oh god, I couldn't even begin. I can't even like read that. It's too small. There is no way? Okay, that's probably what I expected. How did he hit me? Jesus. Alright, scree. Go collect this fucking energy, you shit. There also isn't one in Chinese either. Unfortunate. Alright, good work, scree. Now. Oh, the game was just busted. Okay, that's the problem. It was just a bit broke. Sweet.
Scree, could you give me some help here?
They don't have a vocal-based alphabet. What do you mean? Oh, like they don't have the equivalent of hiragana. You just kind of have to learn every word. I had heard that's the case, but I didn't know how accurate that was. Ah, fuck me! Jesus Christ. I can't see, game. Game, I can't see. I can't see. There we go. No, I still can't see, game. Jesus fucking Christ. It's okay, I didn't need that health. Bitch. Stop parrying my parry, you fuck. That's Kami, which, that doesn't mean God. What does that mean? Thunder? No, that's not right. I don't remember. Good scree. What the? Oh, it's wind. Derp. Kami is hair? Huh. You learning words that nobody even told me. Duolingo just decided to leave it out. I kind of wanted to finish their whole course, but if I know that it's inaccurate, then yeah, might as well just delete the fucker. And you know, aren't bad looking trees for 03. I think is when this game came out. Look at those. That's pretty good. Are you full up? No. Ah, there's too many paths. What do I do? I forget there's part of that I recognize. I think it was from Hanashi. Or Hanashimas to talk. I don't think I've even seen the rest of that kanji before. Part of it looks like me a little bit. I can't tell. It's actually very small on my screen. What's up with the actual term? Meant to say Chinese doesn't have a phonetic alphabet? Yeah, I think I understand what you're saying. I think. It doesn't have an alphabet where you can look at a letter and read it as such. Like hiragana in Japanese, once you know the pronunciation, it's all the same. And even though we constantly fuck things up and break our own rules, in English, once you have the several different pronunciations of a letter or phrase, it's mostly the same. So in China, they never got the best Sonic game, Sonic's Phonics. That's highly unfortunate. It's everyone's favorite, right up there with Generations and Mania. Screet, get the energy. Get it? Make sure I'm not missing too much here. Check out the gatehouse. Study representation of speech sounds, their production, and how they are used in spoken language. Okay. So I think I understand the concept of what you're talking about. Might not be able to express it in the best way, but
from the other side. We're not getting in this way.
You have to remember, I am a dumb American. I'm sure I remind you of that fact frequently. Oh, here we go. See, so if that's a summoning stone, I should just be able to summon Scree to me. If not, he can walk on the stone anyway.
I'll need Scree to help me with this.
No, God. Yep, Scree, stop freaking the fuck out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not going to use that definition. I'm not dumb, I'm just uneducated. I should stream doing it in June lessons. I don't think that would be a high viewership stream. However, how many we got on Primal right now? Ah! I don't care. I totally would. Two, and I think one of those is me. Oh man. If there's some other person out here watching the Phantom Menace discussion slash art interpretation discussion slash Japanese lessons with occasional Primal on the side, then what a trooper. Oh god. Where is this person? Yep. He's up there. What the fuck? Hey, boys. Yeah, you taunt me. You taunt me instead of attack me, you little shit. God damn it. I just fucking take damage sometimes, it feels like. Oh, well, there you go. So it's both you. Both of them are you. That's fucking hilarious. Well, thanks for boosting the viewership numbers. I appreciate it. Ah, fucking shit. Yeah, there's certain games like this where it's like, if I haven't heard of it, I'm pretty sure it's not all that popular of a game. So I didn't expect this to be didn't expect this game to have a rabid fan base that's constantly trolling the YouTubes for Let's Plays. Oh man.
No.
It's it's actually kind of funny that I've been watching a lot of Dark Souls 2 streamers recently, people playing it for the first time, people 100%ing it, doing no death runs, stuff like that. Or various speed runs. And
Don't just stand there. This thing weighs a ton.
at this point, pretty much the whole DS2 community just knows each other. And we're all subscribed to each other. Because it's not that big. Atch. See, like, why the fuck would I ever go for a parry when the timing on it is really hard and they can just block my parry? Or my riposte, I guess. That's my question, game. Oh, I guess because their power attack is still hurting me slightly. I guess that's what it is. Oh, I thought you were, like, kind of done. There we go. That's what it is. That attack is still hurting me somewhat. God damn it. Why ever power attack? It's such a worthless move. Please, I just want to see game, honestly. Fucking camera's stuck on the wall. Yeah, it is still hurting me very slightly. And they sure do spam the fuck out of it, don't they? Alright, we're good. The combat is slowly teasing me off. Agree? There you go, buddy. Decided to not be lazy and just connected my headphones to my PC, and the viewer count should have dropped. Let's see, let's see. Or is there still one person hanging on? I don't think it doesn't update very quickly. Because it's bad. Yeah, if it did, it didn't update. I don't know what, fucking Twitch has the same goddamn problem. Like, how hard could it be to have a viewer count that doesn't take 10 minutes to update? Very hard, apparently. That would really be a QOL improvement if you could switch back to Gen while he's... Jesus fucking Christ, camera. While he's sucking people. Okay, so it is a bit quicker than I assumed. They are improving it. Oh man. Maybe it's Twitch that just only updates like every 10 minutes, so it's just a completely worthless metric. Why even have it? Oh, good. I needed a font. A little bit, I guess. I do wonder if there's any way to upgrade my base HP. It doesn't seem like it. And we have that. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah. God. Like trying to punch something in a dream, moving the camera around. Alright, let's come back to this. Actually, a map. Yeah, that's the way to go. Oh, you know what? I forget what that kanji means, but I know it's used as the tally mark. I don't know the actual meaning of it, though. Well, 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 what's the... Oh, sweet. What's up, fucko? Don't fall, Jen. Thank you. Don't fall, don't fall. Alright. Justice and righteousness. Okay. And 10 to the 40th power? What? Come again? What is it? Oh, it actually means 10 to the 40th power. Okay, what would that even be? I don't even know. A number that I don't even know if we have a name for in English. It was frequently used during philosophy and astronomy. Okay.
Back in! Back in!
Jen, we should expect company.
Yeah. This fucking bitch. Fucking kidding me right now? Just gonna sit back down and pretend like nothing happened? You little shit. What about these? Up. I'll just be up here, guys. Company, what do you mean? These guys are cool, aren't they? Maybe. Let's, since they made a whole cutscene out of it, let's go ahead and save. With 1 and 40 zeros, yeah. Which I don't think we even have a name for. What would even... That might... No, that's... I think that's higher than... What would that even be? Nonillion? Is that right? How do you pronounce it, though? Oh, Tadashi? Okay. Thank you, thank you. Now I know. Run away, Scree! Hold on, fight them in the mountain pass. Numbers will count for nothing. Ah, see, like, how did I take damage there? I don't get it. No, mountain pass, mountain pass. There we go. Yeah, you, feel free to keep doing that, buddy. You little shit! How do you like that action? You wee fucker. Yeah, keep taunting, buddy. See how it works out for you. Scree, your smoke is kind of obscuring my vision. Thank you. Jesus. Right or correct, proper, righteous, just, honest, truthful, unlawful. Okay. How does she? I learned that outside of my lessons. I was curious. I did not remember the actual pronunciation of it at all. Can we open this? No.
Damn.
Damn.
I'll have to find another way in.
10 duodecillion. Yeah. Well, there you go. Come on, I'm American. I can't count that high.
This thing weighs a ton. I might need your help here.
Ugh. Alright, are we on the right path here? Seems so. Pretty linear. Or 10,000 trillion, yeah. Almost as high as the American debt.
No.
No. It's getting up there. I haven't checked it recently. Last time I checked, it was at like 35 trillion. Oh dear. Okay.
Jen,
Cool.
This is a summoning stone.
Oh, this
made
is
from the
okay.
same material as I am.
Ah.
If we get separated, you can use it to pull me back to you.
Eh.
Okay.
And I literally mean pull. You'll see.
Did we get a cute minigame? No cute minigame. Sweet. Hey boys. Ouch. Stop fucking, god damn it, he's too short. He's too short. Stop, 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 stop. Stop. God damn, this fucking combat system was not designed for multiple combatants. Jesus.
No.
Yep, shit, sorry, Scree. I was just trying to heal, buddy. Didn't mean to cut you off. just learn crowd control. It's not possible. The camera is too zoomed in, and my only option to change targets is to press X, which could go to any target on the screen. This isn't Dark Souls. I'm not a Dark Souls 2 hater saying, oh, the lock-on isn't designed for the game to have multiple opponents. It's clearly designed for one-on-one No, like, this is actually designed for one-on-one combat. Just wasn't super thought through. That's a Hearn statue. Oh, so it is. There he is. Can I climb him? No. That's probably climbable though. Maybe? Or catchy. Okay. It's a catchy number. Why can't... What the fuck? Damn. Oh, weird. Okay. Get up there, screen.
Wait there! I'll find some way to get you up!
Okay, we didn't terribly need a whole cutscene for that. Stingy, cheapskate, or mean-spirited? That's what you posted earlier, though. Hold on. That's a lull. Yo, what's up, Sahil? Welcome to Japanese lessons and occasional Primal. How are you, sir? Don't like not having Jen with me. I might just have to run away from something. And it's scary. That's the main part. Okay. How are you doing today, Sahil? I'm doing good. This game has been decent. And random person, as always, has been good company. So between the two of those, I'm doing pretty solid. We haven't had an actual, like, puzzle in a minute. I'll take it. This is literally the most complicated puzzle in Half-Life 2. In fact, this might even be more complicated because there's no direct feedback. Or less obvious direct feedback. Well, he's not Japanese, but... We're both learning it. Scream, drop a rope down for Jen. He will automatically turn to stone to provide a firm grip as Jen climbs up. Nice. Now the question of... Oh, how do I get back up there? I guess that's probably... Maybe how... Ah, Jesus Christ, Screet. There you go. There you go, buddy.
Locked.
Locked. This was the most complicated. Yeah, Half-Life 2 is not very good. Pretty mediocre. We haven't had a good track record with extreme all-time classics as far as video games are concerned. Usually something got popular because it sold a lot of copies, not because of its objective quality. Like Crash Bandicoot, great example. Awful game. But it sold a lot of copies, so it got popular. Also, if you were on the PS1, it was the best thing you had at the time. yeah, he doesn't care what I'm playing. I like, random person, how the hell could you have sat through that much Metal Storm if you were actually watching the gameplay? Just be like, man, game's bullshit and annoying.
I'm not going any further without Jen.
This game's bullshit and annoying, and I don't like watching it. I'm out of here. Crash was the Donkey Kong Country of the PlayStation 1? No. Are you kidding me? Have you played it? Donkey Kong Country is actually well designed and not terrible. You can't be serious. Yeah, random person's a trooper. Or at least he's very good at ignoring gameplay, which I have also become very good at after watching Game Grumps for 13 years.
I'm going to drop a rope down for you. Climb on up.
Okay, don't let go now.
I was watching the metal. You just tuned out and it was hypnotic. Yeah. We just. Okay, there we go. This game, interestingly enough, it has kind of a modern problem where, like, it has a lot of mechanics, and yet not many of them are all that good. Thank you for enfuegoing my coochie as soon as I got up here. Appreciate it, Scree. You're the man. Can I come down this side? Nothing down there. Yeah, but like, come on, you cannot compare the design of Crash Bandicoot to Donkey Kong Country. There literally is no comparison. What are we talking about right now? Just because the basic gameplay loop is the same does not mean they are the same quality of game. Yeah, Jack of all trades, master of none. Yep. It's the Assassin's Creed shadows of obscure first-party Sony games on the PS2. You following? Okay, you're good. I saw eyes. You see eyes, Scree? Because I saw eyes. Definitely saw eyes. Oh no, I triggered random person. Here we go. I'm so sorry. I don't wish to make my #1 parasocial relationship angry. Prevail them? How do you mean? Like, Like PC will get more popular. It already is more popular. PC is the primary platform at this point. Like Xbox is just done. They're dead. I don't know if I didn't put this in a community post, I don't think, but the new Asha Sharma, their new CEO, she seems like a person that they just brought in order to wind down operations and sell off assets and salvage what she can. She's definitely not there to be the new CEO of Xbox and bring in the next iteration of Xbox as a brand. Oh, fucking a tarot card, man. I have not found many of those. But yeah, PC is clearly taking over. Like the problem with consoles now is that they lost the three things that they had going for them. So that was low price, first off, low barrier to entry, and then low technical know-how, and then exclusives. So like consoles, you have the PS4 Pro the PS5 Pro that costs what, $780 for the whole thing if you want a disc drive. That's fucking insane. Just get a PC. You can get a mid to low PC for that amount, or you can at least get a low end PC that'll run games better than a PS5 anyway. And then like, I don't know, back in my day, you turn on the PS2, it plays the fucking video game, but nowadays you have to run fucking updates constantly. The software is always crashing, games are always crashing. They made the systems too complex. Their operating systems are designed to do too much to where it's not convenient anymore. It's just a hindrance. 800, yeah. And then you don't have any exclusives anymore. Like PlayStation just now decided that, oh, we're gonna stop bringing PS5 exclusives to PC because they don't sell very much. It's like, okay, that's great. Xbox hasn't had exclusives since like 2010, and like Nintendo is still exclusive, and that's why the Switch is the most popular console and the only one anyone gives a shit about. Yeah, consoles have been hemorrhaging relevancy for a very long time. To the point where, yeah, PC is definitely the primary platform now, numbers-wise. Didn't want their game to be played in the PC. They forced their game in the console. They'll force us in that sense. No, well, I think generally, like, for the last 10 years or so, companies have been moving away from exclusives. In particular, Microsoft. But that was one of the primary strengths of a console. That was one of the primary reasons to have a console, is like, oh, I can't play Mario 64 on PlayStation, so if I want to have a good 3D platformer in the 5th gen, better buy a Super Mario 60, better buy a Nintendo 64, because Crash Bandicoot is dog shit. But yeah, like primarily, if you remember those halcyon lunchtime discussions, like what people cared about, or what kids care about in particular, is exclusives. That's all they care about. They don't know the console specs. They don't know, like, oh, Xbox has like slightly better I don't know, consumer protections than PlayStation. That's not a fact. I'm making that up. They don't care about any of that shit. They just care about exclusives. That's what pushes consoles. Croc, you're right. I'm sorry. You have Croc and you have Gex and Rayman. You're right. Totally right. And yeah, Nintendo Nintendo is also getting less and less popular, and the sales of the Switch 2 are already at the point where they were at the end of the monthly sales, at the end of the Switch's lifespan. Yeah, the Switch 2 hasn't been a huge success, primarily because it doesn't have any fucking games on it, and the games it does have cost $70 or $80 in the case of Mario Kart World, or $90 in the case of Mario Kart World if you want a physical edition, which doesn't even have the fucking game on the cartridge. God, we fell so far so fast. Rayman 2 was on N64, you're right. I'm just saying, exclusives pushed consoles. It wasn't anything else. Exclusives and exclusive features. Like, the original Xbox, in part, became so popular because it was the first thing to have, like, really good online gaming. You had online gaming before that with the Dreamcast, and the PS2 got it a bit later. Even the Saturn had online. And of course, PC had online for a long time. But it wasn't until Xbox Live where you had a really, really good online service and really good games like Halo and MechAssault to play on it. So, the SNES had the Satellaview, which had like, I don't think it had any online games. It just had like stuff that you could download. There were like little mini games and DLC and whatnot. I think that's correct. But yeah, we didn't even get the Satellaview in America. It was Japan only. And Mario Kart World also kind of sucks, yeah. Most people are saying 8 was better. Mario Kart 8, a Wii U game. Yes, it got ported to the Switch, but it was a Wii U game. Alright, you stay over there, buddy. I don't want to fight you at the same time as these chuckleheads. Problem is, they're always fucking backing up like little bitches. I think he'll stay over there. Ow, fuck. I'm someone who's never terribly cared about Ubisoft too much. Like, aside from a couple standouts like Far Cry 3 and Assassin's Creed Black Flag, they've never really made good games. Like, Ubisoft is the master of the 6 and 7 out of 10. So, like, yeah, they're going out of business. They made a lot of shitty decisions to go out of business. Do I care? No. So, the Rayman games, and basically every good game that Ubisoft has ever made, outside of the 2 that I just mentioned, were all by Ubisoft Montpellier, which is a studio under their umbrella. If they didn't have that studio, then you wouldn't have Rayman, the whole series, King Kong, Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter, Beyond Good and Evil, Valiant Hearts. They most recently just made Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. I mean, okay, so I like Prince of Persia. Let's be clear. I do like Prince of Persia. But I'm sure you know that Prince of Persia just doesn't have an identity as a series. They've never really known what to do with it. it's always been a series that is kind of completely all over the place, to the point where it's not very marketable as a franchise. And that's a lot of... That's a lot of why it didn't succeed. Again, like, the Tom Clancy games are fine, but no one's gonna look at a Tom Clancy game and say, fuck me. No one's gonna look at a Tom Clancy game and say, oh man, look at this all-time masterpiece, Rainbow Six 2. It's just, I don't know. Like, Ubisoft has always made mediocre games, and you can't just make mediocre games for your entire career. You have to have at least some good ones eventually at some point. So I just don't terribly care that they're going out of business. And also they canceled the Sands of Time remake, which they could have maybe actually made that game playable. So that's unfortunate.
Damn.
Damn.
Have to find another way in.
The Tom Clancy games? They were from Red Storm, which became something. I think nowadays, Tom Clancy's is just under the Montreal umbrella. Let me see who made Breakpoint. Montreal made Extraction in 22. Come on. The Division is made by Massive Entertainment. That's always been there, baby. And yeah, Montreal made Siege. Apparently there's a Splinter Cell remake that's still somehow in the works. Probably not. Probably not. And they're apparently working on 4 Assassin's Creed games right now. I wonder how many of those will see release. So yeah, Splinter Cell was made by Montreal. Hawks was made by Bucharest. And then everything after Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter, I believe, was also made by Montreal. God, there's so many of these fucking things. A lot of the Ghost Recons have been like all hands on deck affairs. Yeah, Wildlands was made by Paris, Milan, Annecy, Belgrade. I don't even know where that is. Bucharest, Montpellier, and Reflections. Oh man, Reflections. They made Driver San Francisco, another one of the very few very good games that Ubisoft has made. But they just published that and then acquired the studio. They valved on that one. Tom Clancy doesn't mean anything anyway. Yeah, I agree. I don't know, the Tom Clancy brand has always been a very I don't know, a double A sort of low budget, shit as many of them out as possible type of deal. Like the games have definitely gotten more ambitious as budgets shifted into the 8th generation, but I don't know. I mean, you played one of them, you played them all. Does anyone really care? Splinter Cell is also Tom Clancy, and Chaos Theory is considered one of the best games of all time. Absolutely. And Splinter Cell is one of the few things they did well, and I think that was actually their primary studio. Pretty sure that was Montreal. Let's see here. Blacklist was a bunch of different studios. Conviction was Montreal. And then before that, yeah, so Montreal's always done Splinter Cell. So yeah, they're like, that is a large part of the problem, is that their primary studio just fell off incredibly hard. And they have Montpellier as well, but most of the rest of their studios are just support studios. They don't make many things on their own, aside from ports and mobile games and shit like that. So I'm just saying, for okay, but here's what I'm getting at. For a company that has existed since like 1993 and has put out as many games as they have, like hundreds of games, how many of them are actually good and people like them? Hold on. Scroll up here a bit. Ubisoft came to Ubisoft India to make Sands of Time, but they couldn't afford it and they canceled it. Yeah, I mean, they've just been laying off staff like it's a thing to do because that's all they can do at this point. So it's unfortunate. I feel like a remake would be the last thing that they would lay off, but at the same time, I don't know. They're a skeleton crew at this point. They've laid off so many people. Assassin's Creed kind of stopped selling because the formula got too often repeated. And with Origins, they made a new formula and then copy-pasted that one into every new AC. Yeah, and then people, after 3 games, people were tired of that new fucking formula. Where there was already incredible series fatigue after Valhalla. Also because that game was like 250 hours or some garbage. But yeah, like Ubisoft is very good. Like, they used to be very good at innovating and finding something that works, but then as soon as and they're no longer good at that anymore, to be clear, as soon as they found something that was good and people liked it, they ran it into the fucking ground, releasing entry after entry every single year. They did that with every single one of their franchises, except for Prince of Persia, which never really sold all that well outside of Sands of Time. But yeah, like I don't care. I don't find them to be a publisher that is worth my time. All of like modern day Ubisoft is not going to release another Far Cry 3 or another Splinter Cell or another Black Flag or another Assassin's Creed 1. It's just not going to happen. So if they go out of business, I don't really care. They've had a bad business strategy for a long time. It's just finally catching up with them. Because they did have a lot of games that were really successful. Tom Clancy was an author that focused on a lot of details and accuracy in his books. Then, with the games, the primary focus was, again, cold realism to the point... what? To the point that... Oh, to the point... I'm sorry, I misread that. That Tom actually didn't want in Splinter Cell that the goggles can do night and thermal vision at the same time, because that wasn't accurate at the time. Yeah, but he's dead now, so he's not overwatching the series at all. So a series that used to care a lot about realism, I imagine, has fallen off significantly in that respect. What the fuck?
No.
Is Scree full power? Okay, we're good. Hey, boys. No, you come here. No. Come into my house. Assassin's Creed has fans. Very few. Very few remaining. It definitely still has some fans. but Valhalla was a very disliked entry generally. Shadows did alright, but it definitely didn't make its budget back. Yeah, and that's another thing, is they made all of their... none of their franchises have any fucking identity anymore, because they made them all exactly the same. Because Ghost Recon plays exactly like Assassin's Creed, which plays exactly like Far Cry. Which plays exactly like The Division. Yeah. Yeah, they found a formula that works, and they copied that formula, ran it into the fucking ground with entry after entry every single year, and now nobody likes them. And they're going out of business. And good riddance, as far as I'm concerned. That's my opinion on Ubisoft. Oh, don't shoot me from up there. Can't get to you up there. Make sure I'm not missing anything here. Oh, we're good. This is just a portal, though. Let's ask, what would Spree do?
Any idea what we should be doing next, then?
The fortress must have a master key somewhere that would open some of these locked doors.
And we'll look for that master key in a minute. I gotta go to the bathroom. Oh man, what a stream. Oh, we're almost at 3 hours, actually. Okay, we'll try to progress before. I think I should just become a just chatting streamer at this point. Clearly, I can't play a game and speak with any level of intelligence at the same time. But I can do either separately anyway, right? Oh boy. What would Hex have been about? Well, they're still... I don't think they haven't confirmed canceled that yet. I think that's still in the works, but... Yeah, they don't just squeeze every last trace of money from one game. They do that with a whole franchise. They just find one thing that works and run it into the ground. You know what? I'm sick of it. I'm tired, boss. Ow. Scree, can you climb this at all, maybe? Let's see. No. None of that's climbable. We wrap around through there. Might have missed something in the previous area, perhaps. Yeah, you have Hex, you have Jade, which is the mobile one, and then you have something else that I don't even remember being announced. Invictus, which is also being made by Montreal. I wonder if they're stretching themselves too thin. But yeah, Hex got announced back in like 2021 or something, right? Back when they announced like Shadows and Mirage and all them as well. Invictus is an upcoming dedicated player versus player multiplayer title. Anyway. Yeah, hopefully Ubisoft goes out of business. See, here's the thing that you're missing, Sahil, is if Ubisoft goes out of business, then they'll sell the Prince of Persia IP rights to someone, and then we might actually get a new fucking Prince of Persia game. I mean, we got Lost Crown, but, you know, they were sitting on the IP for fucking 15 years. So that's what I want. Personally. Just like hopefully 343 goes out of business and we might even get a new Halo game that isn't a piece of garbage. Yeah, we did miss the wraparound on those. Okay. Sweet. Can't open this though, yeah? Oh, don't glitch out, buddy.
They must have locked it from the other side. Come on, we're not getting in this way.
Yes. Let me actually pop a save real quick. Make sure we don't glitch out. And oh god, is that Gatsu? I forget. The second kanji is he, which is day. I thought the first one was Gatsu. Wait, no. Nichiobi? Sunday? Hex would take place in Germany during the witch trials. A very cool, very dark setting. And I know they'll fuck it up. Yeah, exactly. So why not give the Assassin's Creed IP to someone else who will actually make a good video game, potentially? Here, we know as a fact, I think Ashta, my bad, tomorrow. I think we know as a fact that Ubisoft is incapable of making good video games at this point. Aside from Montpellier, which is probably going to be gutted pretty soon. Do we know that as a fact? Can we agree on that? So if they go out of business, then the IP rights get sold. And that's good for everybody. This was locked.
Locked.
Dicks. Alright. Where The hell might that master key be then? Quite impressive that the, I guess it needs it for the gameplay, but the bodies are staying spawned in for a very long time. Hmm. God damn it. Definitely can't get up there. Serpentine. Gen Serpentine. Nothing. I guess we can try to use this portal. We can only go back to places we've already been. It doesn't really help us out. Or... What? That's not moving. Can you do anything with this, Jen? No? Man. I don't know that one, random person. Unless it's just a kanji that Duolingo never taught me. Like, oh my. God damn it. I might just give this a quick looker-upper. Oh, it's Ocha. Hey, what do you know? A kanji that Duolingo never taught. All right. Crazy shit. All right. For the sake of doing one last thing before we end stream, let's look this up real quick. We're in the fortress, aren't we? Hold on, did I just not check a fucking door? Relax, Jen. Did I just not check a fucking door? There's no way in shit.
This thing weighs a ton.
Are you fucking serious, bro? Are you fucking serious? Alright. I made an ass out of you and me, I assumed. That's my bad. Somewhat. To some degree, that's my bad. Gotta check every door, regardless of if it looks openable. This Jared's room? This is the banquet hall. We are in a new location. Ugh. Damn it. That being the case. No, Hearn! Oh, chap. Yeah, I need to... I have a lot of kanji to catch up on that Duolingo never fucking taught me. That's a bit annoying. I find it hard to learn Japanese word because they do sound very familiar. How so? Like you just have a certain number of sounds that the language has, similar to each other. Yeah, yeah. That is a difficult aspect. But I think that's also, that just comes from not being fluent in the language. Like, you know, as you learn more words and as you start watching more things or listening to more things in Japanese, then you'll hear it's literally like blah 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 tasukete. Like something just stands out to you in your brain. You're like, oh shit, I'm getting it. Don't have much vocal range. Yeah, I get that too. But I think it's just like the more fluent you get, the easier it gets. This, yeah, exactly. Where the fuck? This is a very confusing area. This is actually probably where I need to go, up to those ramparts. Let me check the other ways first. As is my wont. Oh no. No, it's not. I can get down there? Okay. Wait. Go up here first then. Such a stupid interaction the other day on YouTube Germany. Pray tell. Ah, Jesus Christ, Cameron. Relax. Okay, it's just you? No, no archers or other, shenanigans? Ouch. Oh, that's interesting. I can kind of... Ah, god damn it. Stop power attacking self. I can kind of stun him out of one of his attacks. Oh, but he will heal automatically. Okay.
No.
That's good. Yes, Jen. It's good to know. Get that shit, Scree. That's my boy.
Way too heavy. Let's try it together.
It's good that it still took that input while he was sucking. Not that they're incapable of learning, but just in fairness. So they literally have a mental handicap, or figuratively? I know it's hard to tell the difference sometimes. That just brought us all the way back here? The purpose of which being... to what? Weird. Guy said he knows some phrases in Japanese, end up saying konnichiwa wrong. Well, a lot of people don't know about that second N. A lot of people say it wrong. I know what you mean. And Japanese pronunciation, it's not difficult, it's just, like, not many people know it. They know a lot more words than they know how to pronounce. Okay, so literally. Konnichiwa, yeah. The throne room. Let's save. Thank you. Gotta love the PS2. Ah.
The heart of the Ferai court. How can it have come to this?
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. How could things have become so disheveled? Really quite a dilapidated place you got going. Can you imagine the type of person that just goes around destroying shit for no reason like this? What an asshole. Oh man. Come get this shit, Scree. No?
No.
Alright. Is that a tarot card or is it the key we need? It's a key.
Ah, let me get that.
You do that. I think he's stuck. You know nothing in Japanese. You studied Japanese for 4 years. Well, Aaron Hansen's been studying it for 14 or 15 years, and he knows about as much as I do, maybe a bit less. So, hey, everyone learns at their own rate. It takes a lot of commitment to learn a language, and that's not something that a lot of people are prepared for. Which I was committed for about 6 months, and then I completely fucking fell off. But I will learn it. God damn it. Sure, save now. Fuck it. Another boss. So it's interesting. I wonder if Lewis is going to be the son of Arella. If we're the daughter of Abaddon, we're gonna have to fight each other to the death at the end. That'll be very sad. He is connected to us in some way.
Now,
Wood.
what brings outsiders to the Farai Court? If you're looking for the king, I think he has other things on his mind.
Like trying to figure out what you've done with...
Well, hang on now, Jen. Let's not set off on the wrong foot.
Bakin! Char ubek neras.
Yeah, boy. Anata wa nan desu ka doesn't mean how are you, it means it means who are you? What? Doesn't mean how are you. I think it means what are you, doesn't it? Nande? Yeah. It actually means what are you. Well, there you go. I don't know, man. It's just it's the Dunning-Kruger effect at work. You can't get too worked up. Ah, boy. All right. We fight. Fuck him up, Scree. God damn it, I spend most of the fucking fight parrying his bullshit. No, game, do the finisher, game. There you go. Ouch. Take him out, Scree. Ah, fucking shit. Fuck! I need that HP. For the next time you hit me with all your bullshit. I need some sort of a guard break, and you fucking shitter. That would really help. Some sort of a guard break would be very, very nice. Okay, let's... You first. Game. Please do damage, game. Thank you. Alright. There we go. Heal it up. Doing good, Scree. Keep up the good work, buddy. Ah, fucking fuck. How do you hit me there? No animation. Who the hell do you think I am? I'm the parry god, bitch. Get out my face. Alright, there we go. There's a camera. That I can work with. Out. Okay, never mind. Locked on the wrong person. Try to bait out. Ah, fuck. Try to bait on attack. Oh, we ran out of music. You can just loop the track, game. It's okay. There you go. It's figuring it out. You fucking bastard! Jesus Christmas Christ. Yo, what up? Good work, Scree. Give him the good suck. Jesus. I think I'm still slowly getting a better handle on the combat system, but it feels very inconsistent. No. Continue your suck. I didn't say you could stop sucking. There you go. What is... Oh, this was just to get him back to full. We can heal during combat. That's more what I was worried about. If we can find an opportunity, then we can heal.
No.
No? No. Alright. Let's save it up. No. Oh, I can't save right now. Not good. How do I like the game so far? It's fine. Like I said, it has a lot of mechanics and none of them are all that fleshed out or good. It's kind of just chucking shit at the wall.
Come on, move it, damn it.
I don't dislike it, I don't like it. Right now it's like a C+, or a B-. But I'm also not that far in. If you can believe it, I'm actually not that far in. Hi. Can I save? I can. But why would I save when I have fishes to kill? Beches. Stop surrounding me. Out. Oh god, what do you mean? Oh yeah, this is like a 20-hour game. That's why. Fucking shit. Jesus Christ, let me see. That's why I wanted to make these 3-hour streams. Stop parrying, you fuckhole. Oh my god. I really, 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 really need some manner of guard break. It's just mashing attacks in enemies, waiting for them to parry me. Where I take damage if I don't perfect parry them back is kind of obnoxious. Actually, here, screw you, fuck that, fuck that. Here, come back. Grab this orb. Is this the right way? Yeah. We're not gonna come back here, so just grab this orb over here. Save those bodies for later. Yeah, here we go. But then just look at how Scree walks and everything becomes okay again. Yeah, just it seems half-baked in most respects. Reminds me of a game that came out recently called 1348 Ex Voto. Very similar story. Where it's just like, they didn't really have anyone that had played too many games before on the design team. It was just a really weirdly disjointed experience. Never heard of it. It just came out. I'm not surprised. And it flopped really hard. Actually, I think it was just the demo. It just came out. So maybe they can improve it. Ah. That's hilarious. Can we climb up here? We can. Did I save after that fight? Now that I have saving ability? I think we're actually not even that close to the end of this level, so go ahead and save it here. Back up that way. I just went back outside. Okay. I think we're good. To continue on from here next time. Yeah, so we're like 4.5 hours into this game that I think, how long the beat said it was, like 18 or 19 hours, so. That's why I wanted to do the longer streams. I think the game is a German dub. I wouldn't mind putting it in German. Or do you mean Ex Voto? I assume you mean this game. But we know what assuming has got us recently. How about Presume? That has a bit more thought going into it. Nope. Unfortunately not. Yeah. Just French and Spanish. But maybe the French voice acting is better. Which is really weird. I guess this game was made by Sony of USA. So I don't know if it released in Japan. I can find it on eBay. Or I guess just Wikipedia will do. Nope. It just released in the US and Europe. Or North America and Europe. Unfortunate. So I could, I I have a region-free PS2, so I could order a European version. I could order the German version, then you'd enjoy it more, maybe. I'd probably enjoy it more. And that's why I never power attack. Oh, man. Wait, it says I saved in the throne. Wait, what? Why does it say I saved in the throne room? God damn, did the enemies parry a bit too fucking often as well. Oh, you know what? You know what else I learned? This game has pressure-sensitive buttons. So if I just do like a quick... No. Yeah, okay. Look at that. Pacha! Trying to do my sick combo, but he's being a dick. Ouch. Okay. So I've definitely got some moves. Definitely got some moves. Give him the good suck, Scree. 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 There you go. Oh, sweet. There's a font right here as well. Ah! Ah! No! Okay. Oh, I got stuck in the wall for a second. Yeah, we've had some audio glitches. The game itself hasn't been too glitchy thus far, but it's getting there.
No.
No. Not yet. Get a bit extra. All right, that is probably the start of a whole new thing. No, it's not. Oh, you know what? We got to go back through here and unlock all those doors. Okay, yep. We still have a long ways to go before the end of this dungeon. Sign up for Denshu on stream. I'm already signed up for it. I already have an account. I just haven't used it very much. I want to make sure that's actually saving where we are. I think it is. If it takes this fucking long to save, it better be saving our exact coordinates. PS2. And do a lesson. I don't have time. I need to eat breakfast. Customize your garden. I don't know what any of that means. Oh man. Yeah, I'll do more of it. I also need to watch some more Shampoo. I haven't done that either. So, yep, I'll get that done. But for now, we're gonna call this a stream. I think, and maybe an hour and a half was spent playing Primal. Tops. Oh man. I'll see you later, random person. Have a good day. Or have a good night, I should say. My bad. And I'll try to, I'm going to try to start streaming when I did today every day. Because I think like most of my pretty common viewers are in Europe. Or in Sahil's case, I don't know where he's from, but somewhere that isn't America, I think. I'm pretty sure. You may have said Turkey. God damn it. I wish my memory wasn't so bad. But yeah, have a good night. and I'll stream this tomorrow as well.